Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek.
There's an extreme telepathic mind swap. Dal and Janeway switcheroo, and Dal wonders, how the heck does she drink this coffee stuff? The Dauntless and the Protostar get so close, their warp bubbles merge, and Murf goes out for a stretch.
Wait a minute. Wait, why? Whose room? This isn't my room. Whoa. What the fuck? Why am I black? Holy shit, why is my dick so small?
What the?
Captain, you don't recognize yourself?
Oh my god, I'm fat too.
God.
What the hell? I'm Nathan! Oh my god, what the hell?
You're always Nathan. What are you talking about?
What did you do to me, Heather?
Oh, shit. Oh, you're Patrick.
What the hell is all these flowers and
Why am I in Nathan's body?
what is all these cushions and shit in here?
I didn't think it would work.
And why did pictures of cats on the floor? What the fuck?
I thought it.
You need to switch me back quick.
Wait a minute.
Shit.
Wait. What the? Did I get turned into a female? I can't find my. Oh, there it is. It was behind the pubic hair.
Okay, just a second. Let me grab.
Oh
let me grab
God.
some tools.
What the fuck? Let me look in front of them. Why am I in Patrick's body?
Please. You should be so lucky.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh my! The only positive out of this is I got great legs. What the hell?
Didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
Here,
Fix it.
Just
fix
a second. Just stand. Okay, stand next to each other, and let me see. I gotta make sure.
Where the hell is he?
I have to have the right setting on the phaser. I don't want to kill you guys. Let's see.
I'm in your room, you
Wait,
moron.
wait,
Vaporize.
wait! I'm in yours. How do you get out of this thing with all of these
Knock
posters
down. Voila.
and? Oh, is that Spock? How the hell did you find a picture of Spock with nothing on?
Done.
I'm resourceful.
Let me get out of here.
Got
Let me
it.
get out of
Connection. Okay,
Okay.
got it. Connection. Ready? Here we go.
Holy shit!
Did it work?
I yes. Hey, you're back.
Oh my God.
There's my sausage buddy.
Woo!
But what
I'm
the?
all, in my
I
my
don't-
pale glory, I am back.
What the hell? How the hell did
I
it?
don't know. I think Nathan kind of has a better ass.
Oh
No,
my
you-
God, Heather!
No, there is no butt on that man. Sorry.
I've
I've got a white boy's butt, and I've got a better butt than he does.
No, my ass is muscular and toit like a tiger. So
Yours is flat as fuck.
no, it is not flat. It's toit. You're
It's not
confusing
toit.
muscle.
Oh, what are you guys all doing in here? Hey, Heather. Heather, invite you guys to the swap party too?
There was a swap party.
No, she didn't tell us there was a swap party. She just all of a sudden I woke up in Nathan's body.
Oh,
No.
that kind of swap party.
No.
I got a thing. I'll see you guys later.
I said swingers party. I didn't say swap
No.
party. No, I
No,
said swingers.
I woke
I
up.
thought we'd get to swap
No.
partners.
Yeah, see, a swingers party.
Well, wait a minute. Who's partners on this ship then?
Which is really interesting because there's only so many partners to choose from. I was thinking maybe with special guest of the week, we'd get like some hot fan of likes to dress up in the skirts,
Nope.
You guys are early. I invited the whole crew on the ship, so we're gonna have plenty of people to choose from.
Nope.
Sorry, I can't believe this.
Ain't happening.
That shit was scary. That was, and why'd you do it before the show started?
Wait a minute. Are we recording? Oh shit.
You notice the light was on, right?
Fuck.
Oh.
No, I was too busy being black.
And I had to go to the bathroom really bad, and I couldn't find it until pee came out of the pubic hair, and I was able to locate it.
Must have been cold in his quarters.
Oh my God!
It's
By the
bad.
way, we are not meant for kids. Do not allow any children to listen
Wait.
to this if they're in the room.
We're actually broadcasting.
Yes. Ooh, the triples
Yeah,
arrived.
They fell out of Nathan's ass.
If you swap Tribble bodies, they wouldn't even know. They just always talk. The last time they would just say they needed food. At any rate, well, thanks everybody for joining in. We are. Damn, that was so freaky.
It is Friday.
And it is Friday.
It's Freaky Friday.
Technically, we're recording this on Friday.
I just felt this intense urge to correct everybody. So it did quite
Oh,
work.
this is bad. I'm laughing so hard at our own jokes.
So, thank you everyone for
Yes,
joining
but
us.
you can't correct anyone because you can't even
Right, get it out.
speak right.
Get it out. Go. Yeah, it's not my language to begin with. Okay, thanks everyone for joining us for another episode of Starfleet Underground. As my science officer just said, we're not for children. So if you're under the age of 18, you need to stop listening. And if you just turned 18, well, welcome through the door. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to actually, I see, I'm going to say it now. So how come you couldn't show up earlier when I needed to change back? You're about as useful as, yeah, okay. This show is being brought to you by Section 31, as well as our Patreon members. So thank you so much. And in fact, we had a personal note from one of our Patreon members that she said she had an orgasmic moment listening to us last week. So thanks there. And I won't mention your name, Lana.
Woohoo!
Oh, wait. I did say her name, didn't I? God dog it.
And the light's on.
Sorry.
Everybody knows.
I know now. Well, at any rate, thanks for listening to us. We're going to be going over, actually, I'm going to wait until a little bit later before we talk about that. I'm still trying to get my head straight that I was a Patrick for a little bit.
I think
I'm
we're
gonna
sponsored
introduce-
by something.
Yeah, Section 31 and Patreon, and well as of all of our listeners. And I'm going to make sure that nothing other swapping has happened. So I'm going to not point
At
out.
least it wasn't a transporter accident.
Science officer?
Aye, Captain.
Oh my God. I thank God. I thought I was going to hear Rocky's voice. So you did swap places with Rocky.
No.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So we have our science officer here.
Hi, I'm Heather Ferris. I'm the science officer. I didn't realize there were so many settings on the phaser.
Yeah. And
If you hold
here's-
both buttons down at the same time, you get a little alternate mode that nobody knows about. It's not really documented.
Good to know.
But that's how we lost crewman Anderson. So
Yeah, you don't hold those buttons down together.
no, that wasn't good. Unfortunate guy. They still haven't figured to have his head back on the correct way. So he looks like he's walking backwards everywhere, which is really funny.
Oh my.
We have my number one.
I'm Patrick. I'm number one. I'm the foreign species liaison, the computer guy, and thank God I'm back in my own body.
Oh my God, Patrick, one of your cats just licked from my water mug.
And Patrick, you can stop rubbing your body like that. It's okay. We know you're back in your body. You don't have to rub yourself like that.
You can check to see if it works later.
I don't know what kind of, hollow vid you're watching, but that ain't me. I ain't doing nothing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, I've missed you, buddy. Yes, I know. The bad man had you for a little while. Oh shit, it's still on. I didn't hit mute. Okay. Yeah,
Who are you talking to?
my chief. Never mind you.
Talking to his pussy.
So we have our chief engineer, winner of the O'Brien Award.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rocky. I'm engineer of the show and the ship, and just happy to be here tonight. I have my mind about me.
Thank you. I'm happy to have everybody.
Food about what?
So,
what?
Here's Patrick's favorite and Lana's favorite part. Do we have any corrections from last week?
Let me take a gander. Nope. We all clear.
Outstanding. All right. Since we're all clear, we're going to kind of try to get the show going as I settle back into myself again. That was just really fucking weird. News articles. What do we have that's going on north, east, west, and south of the Gamma Quadrant here? Heather?
Hi, Captain. So my news article for the week is to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. A new comic book is coming out, and it's called The Dog of War. And that dog is actually a corgi named Latinum. So here is a quick summary of the comic. An extremely rare purebred corgi from Earth makes its way aboard Deep Space Nine when Quark cuts a deal to procure it from a potential buyer. After all, a Ferengi without profit is no Ferengi at all. But the corgi named Latinum comes with unexpected cargo that shakes Captain Benjamin Sisko to the core. A Borg component discovered by a crew sent to uncover Kardashian technology after the station's reoccupation.
Oh, that
Wow.
sounds pretty cool.
Ooh.
We're going to have to pick that up. That sounds pretty cool.
I'm just like, why does the Borg want to know about Cardassians?
They got him confused with the Kardashians.
Or was somebody using a Borg component?
Yeah.
And where did the Corgi go to get this component?
Kris Jenner.
It's named Latinum. So you know it's a Ferengi dog if it's named Latinum.
And we're going to have to see. If the dog, yeah, you're right. If the dog name is Latinum, definitely that's going to be the case. Speaking of somebody who is worth Latinum, what's your news number one?
Well, on March 21st of 2023, Strange New Worlds lands on Blu Ray. That's the first part of my news. And the second part is that Anson Mount was interviewed by Trek Zone, and they were talking about how Star Trek portrayed violence as a problem and that they used empathy and diplomacy as a solution to that problem. But they felt that Strange New Worlds was a little bit more hawkish, sometimes even militaristic, in how they approached conflict. And they gave him the example of the Gorn, and they want to know how that fits into the optimistic vision of the future and of Star Trek. And Anson Mount says that they're going to explore all of those idealisms and themes in season 2 in a deeper way. And he says it's possible that intelligence can be so completely ripped apart from any sense of communication or idealism. That is there such thing as a monster? Is that really possible? And he goes, we go down that exact road. So it should be interesting to see what season 2 is going to bring us. And Henry Alonso Myers indicated that we are not done with the Gorn.
I wouldn't think
really?
so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to that.
We've only seen the Gorn babies.
Yes! Yeah,
That'd be a nice little Halloween episode again.
that would be cool. I am so looking
So,
forward to that.
Yeah, it would.
More Gorn Hub on the way.
Gorn.
And for all you to keep comparing it to aliens, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the show.
Yeah, you can have inspiration.
There's only but so many ways you can do an attack. Thank you.
You know, I listened to an interview with the guy that wrote it, or one of the writers, and that was brought up, and I can't remember what exactly was said about it, but it's not as bad as everyone else, going aliens, aliens, aliens. Just like it's no, you guys are overreacting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying they're overreacting, and you should listen to the interview. Who did I hear this on? The Open Pike Podcast, because they're amazing. They get all the good interviews.
And plus, not one time during that episode did somebody says, we're real pretty shit now, or game over, or no one has ever turned around. Well, put her in charge. Nobody.
Game over, man.
Which is
Hey,
really
Bishop,
cool.
come on, man.
So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Go ahead. He can do it. Yeah. Send Bishop,
I mean, the only way to be sure is to nuke it from orbit.
to be sure.
You get for more.
Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No.
No, have you?
Okay. Chief, speaking of manly men, what's your news?
Stop your grinning and drop your linen.
Woo, woo.
Hey, I was looking at the news, trying to figure out something new and interesting, not just quoting interviews. Not that that's a bad thing. There were a lot of other interviews out there posted on my favorite site. And I'm just like, where's the news? I like the interviews, but I want some news. Give me that hard
It's the Blue's
news.
Clues news.
And the hard news I found was Patrick Stewart is on TikTok.
What?
And you remember him doing that wonderful thing where he started reading Shakespeare sonnets?
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool.
During the lockdown.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of doing a different thing, but in the same style. He's doing the 12 Days of Christmas, and he's doing it in front of his fireplace with a
that's
crackling.
cool.
So
he's
the
doing the Yolog.
the fireplace is a crackling in the background, and he's reading Dickens.
Oh, that's
But what I
fun.
want to know is between the sonnets that he reads, does he break out the latest TikTok dance and give us how he does it?
I don't know. I haven't looked at TikTok in so long. I signed up for it and goes, yeah, this is probably, I'm too old for this now. And just kind of like, I'll come back to it later.
I would pay money to see Picard do the floss dance. That would be really funny. Or even that dance that goes on the commercial for Allstate where the guys talk about, I'm doing the latest TikTok craze and I'm going to get tens of likes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see this version, but not TikTok style. I want to see it on YouTube and have it be 8 hours long. Come on, Patrick.
Of him just reading?
Yeah. Come on, Patrick Stewart. You can do it. 8 hours.
I can make that happen for you.
I know some people who they do it for like so many hours and it's so
What are we doing?
ridiculous.
What is she talking
We're
about?
We're going to have Patrick Stewart read sonnets for 8 hours just for Heather.
Oh,
do we still have that?
I thought she was talking about doing something else. Never mind.
On YouTube, it's a craze for them to do a Yule log. And that's what Patrick Stewart is doing, staying in front of the fire and then doing his thing. And there are so many content creators out there that do the Yule log videos, and they're 8 fucking hours long.
Oh, yeah. You got to keep that fire stoked.
And some of them are ridiculous. Some of them are like ridiculously long, and they're there for the entire time. It's just mind blowing.
That's what the guys call it when I give it to them at Christmas. The Yule log.
Oh my god!
Okay. Merry Christmas, everybody.
And then afterwards, they feel like they're on fire because need that shit checked.
All I know is the stockings were hung, but something else was too.
Mm-hmm. And they got stuffed.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going way off topic here, so we're gonna reel it back in a little bit.
Just don't mention mistletoe to the Klingons because they think that's something else.
Yes.
Or the dots.
Yeah.
Do you know how I had to hide the mistletoes from 007?
He wants to deck the halls.
You know how much I had to explain to the dot that it was not a sexual reference because the dot was like, there's camel toes, there's moose knuckles. What is a mistletoe and where do you find it on the body? It's like, no, it's a thing that you hang up.
Yeah, I don't know who gave him the idea. He must have been going around asking people about that because he swears to Christ, the mistletoe, it automatically means I have to like him. And it's like, no, I don't have to like you. I think you're a dick. You have to like me.
Are you supposed to be swearing to Christ during Christmas season?
I do it all year round.
I guess he gets into it. But again, he's like, what is a mistletoe? He says, my reference is I find camel toe, I find moose knuckles, but what is a mistletoe?
That's amazing. And the logic bomb that it could gotten stuck on was you explain that Jesus was born away in a manger and all that, and then but Mary's and then try to explain all the Immaculate Conception and all this, and the dot would just like short out like Captain Kirk would tell it about Christmas. It would just go.
What was really funny is I was trying to explain that to him because he came with that same story, wanted to know the Immaculate Conception, and he's like, "How did that happen?" And I was saying, "Well, it's a divine thing." And then all of a sudden, the dot, how the hell did he did it like a chia pet? He grew hair like that alien guy on the show, and the dot looked at me and went, "It was aliens." And then rolled out of the room.
Convinced it was aliens.
So,
okay.
Yeah. He said it was aliens.
That's
I looked
a logical
at him.
conclusion
His sensor light didn't even blink. He just stared at me.
Said, yeah, aliens.
And then the hair thing came out and he goes, it was aliens. And then he left. So I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead to... Yeah, I know. I'm getting back to my news articles. We're way off topic here. However, friend of the show, at least in my mind canon, Rod Roddenberry. If you don't know who Rod Roddenberry is, of course, he is the son of the great bird of the galaxy. So he has a foundation, and that foundation is joined up with Planet Labs, and they're going to be putting a fleet of satellites in orbit around the Earth that's supposed to drive positive global change. And you can access the Planet Labs software, tools, and analytics to use imagery of the planet to watch what's happening in a global environment and help transform their observations into positive change. With support of the Roddenberry Foundation, they're launching a new fleet of Super Dove satellites, and they're designed to commemorate Star Trek and the legacy. The satellites will be launching on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. And once in orbit, they'll continue to planet's other satellites, doing high-res images. Now, what makes it very special interest, they'll be putting with all kinds of artworks and quotes to help celebrate the legacy of hope and inclusiveness of Star Trek and everything that Gene Roddenberry tried to put forth. So if you want to find out more, you can get a hold of the Planet's CEO, Will Marshall, and he's going to be talking about how many things they're doing and about the future. So they're going to be able to see a live stream. It's going to be set for later on this year. So if you want to see it, because it's going to be this year is almost done. So
this year. So in 2 weeks.
This year?
Yep, it's supposed to be launching this year. Wow. So by the end of the year. So go ahead and check out Planet Labs or the Roddenberry Foundation Twitter feeds before Twitter gets shut down and to get more update information. So that's all of our news articles today. And now comes the reason why, I guess one of the reasons why everybody tunes into the show is not all the craziness that happens before we broadcast from the USS Butler, but for the recap of the show. So take it away.
Hi, Captain. This week we watched Star Trek Prodigy Season 1, Episode 18, Mindwalk. First aired December 15th, 2022. Act 1, The Star Trek Swap. The kids are freaking out because they've left the neutral zone and are exposed to the Dauntless. Hologram Janeway is no help because she's freaking out that she was manipulated and turns herself off. The Dauntless keeps trying to call them but are ghosted. The Protostar puts the pedal to the metal and hightails it out of there. The Dauntless is looking for their captain, but she's in the closet. Drednok wants to throw her out an airlock. My man. You know what I'm thinking. Instead, Ascencia moves her comm badge to Janeway's quarters and returns to...
Ascencia.
Oh, okay. And returns to the bridge, saying that the captain is sick. After those kids, maximum warp. The chase is on. The Dauntless inches closer, finally able to merge their shields with the Protostars, and then starts firing. The kids are trying to figure out what to do. They need to communicate with Janeway, but if they answer their calls, they'll get infected with the Protostar's Trojan virus. Wynn suggests using Zero's telepathic abilities, but Zero can't do it alone. He needs help. Good thing Dal's telepathic abilities were just awoken. Dal and Zero focus on the and end up swapping Dal and Janeway's bodies. Freaky Friday style. Dal Way comes to, and the first thing she sees is Murf. Ah! As Dal Way gets her bearings, the kids quickly figure out that this isn't Dal. It's Dal Way. Meanwhile, Jane Al wakes up and freaks the fuck out. He walks through the Dauntless acting highly sus, and the crew also catches on fast.
I was like, okay, where the fuck is Jodi Foster?
Yes.
Because this was some Freaky Friday shit, man. I was looking for Jodi Foster.
That change, though, kind of saved Janeway's life because the diviner's kin right there was going to ready to shoot her until she noticed that, okay, Janeway's acting a little crazy. So,
Go for Cocoa Puffs.
yeah, she was. She was almost, you speaking of Jodie Foster, she was like in that movie with Jodie Foster was raised by herself. Kapate.
No.
Kapate. So that was pretty strange.
Which movie's that?
It was Jodie
I
Foster.
think you're talking about Nell.
Nell, that's it.
I haven't seen that one.
You never saw Nell? It was
I never
a pretty
saw
good
Nell.
movie.
No.
I thought it was Baby Talk too.
No, but it was pretty cool. But at any rate, it saved her life.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Patrick, one of your cats are in my quarters. What are you doing?
Sure, you're just fantasizing again. I know.
What does that even mean? I know you're sentient. Okay. But anyway, I thought it was pretty cool, at least in that respect. And Janeway caught on pretty quick. She didn't freak out as much as
Doll did.
And wait, it's not this section or the other section where she does the salamander thing.
That's next section.
Okay, never mind.
I'm totally confused because I thought all of this before the phaser thing happened was all one section, and now it's both sections. So I'm trying to relate over here because I thought it was a 4-act. Because when it cut to black,
Nope, 3 acts.
okay, so they're using the cut to black as not an act break, just a pop to Murph.
Rocky's Jamie Lee Curtis in the second Freaky Friday.
I had all these notes about how the ship was drafting, or like, Marty McFly was skateboarding, when they merged warp field bubbles. That was like the other ship was latching onto the other one.
Oh, yeah, that's
cool.
right.
That's a good idea.
And I loved how Rock Talk wanted to change the deflector to imitate a phase tachyon pulse, and Jenkum just fucking went beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Like he didn't know what the fuck she was
that
talking
was
about.
funny.
I'm
Well,
like,
he even said
was
that.
funny.
He's like, I don't know.
I mean, I know he doesn't work with a deflector all the time, but come on. Anybody could just go, make a phase tachyon pulse.
Oh yeah, anybody.
He shows
Sure.
that he's a homegrown engineer. He didn't go to school. He didn't study. It made no sense. Rock Talk knew.
And I'd still be worried that, that what do they call that giant red thing?
The button.
The entity, the
Oh,
yeah,
the
donut-
virus. The Trojan
hemorrhoid
virus.
cushion.
The hemorrhoid cushion, yeah.
The hemorrhoid cushion.
It could have popped into those phase tachyon pulses and still fuck things up. So I'd be concerned about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I like the way they decided to, let's drift behind the protostar.
The construct.
Yeah, so
Um,
which was
and then
kind of cool.
Another thing I thought about was just when Zero was like telling Dal to, you're going to have to relax. And, you know, they kind of get into like a little bit of a meditative state, and Heather went home. I had to just share this personal moment. My mother used to be into meditating like way back in the day. She'd have these tapes that would tell her how to meditate. And she listened to one when she was on a plane flying somewhere. And the first thing it said is, get ready to open a portal in the ceiling. And she's like, no, I'm on an airplane. I can't do that. And totally ruined her meditation.
That's actually kind of funny.
It is. So you got to be careful when you're playing those meditative tape things.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The trapdoor on the ceiling is a metaphor, obviously. So,
You know, a portal to another dimension of relaxation.
But you don't want to imagine that.
Well, speaking of portals in the ceiling, when the Dauntless was over the Protostar, you could see Murf looking at the Dauntless. Did you guys notice?
I love that Murf did that. Oh my God.
Yes, he
funny.
waves and then he gives him a raspberry. It was a drive-by raspberry.
It was awesome.
That was
It was the
funny.
most immature thing to do to the right people. I thought that was
So
just
funny.
wonderful. Thank you, Murf.
They waves
we don't
high
even
and
know
then-
how old Murph is. I mean, what? Like 1 or 2? I mean, who knows? Maybe he's 102.
I don't know, but he's a hell of a security officer.
And he's hilarious. He's got a sense of humor, that's for sure.
He is. Now, do you guys know when Star Trek has done Freaky Friday before? Because I found 3 other times where they did it.
Original series of
Not
Turnabout
including
Intruder.
yeah, there you go.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, that was one. The original series Turnabout Intruder,
Yes, that was one.
where the woman took over Captain Kirk.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And that's season 3, episode 24.
Go ahead, Pat. You know the other one.
There's 2 more.
Um,
Come on, Pat. You got this.
Not including the Strange New Worlds.
Oh, okay. So you got the Strange New Worlds. Now, do you remember the name of the episode?
Oh.
That was when
What's
when
that one
Spock
called?
and his
When
woman
Spock and his
swapped
chick
places.
swapped, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spock
I don't
Amok.
remember. Spock Amok. Yeah, there you
And
go.
that was season 1, episode 5. And so we are missing 1.
What's the in-between one?
Go ahead, Pat. You got this.
I want to say it's one with Riker.
Nope, not the Next Generation.
What series was it?
It was Enterprise.
Enterprise?
Yep.
Enterprise.
Observer Effects, season 4, episode 11.
Hmm.
Wait, how does the one person on this ship that doesn't like Enterprise know that?
She
Memory
looked it up.
Alpha.
She's cheating. She looked at Memory
She's-
Alpha.
Mhm.
I love
I
Memory
think
Alpha.
I think she's an undercover Enterprise lover.
She's a Romulan.
No.
She's an undercover Enterprise lover. That's what it is.
Which character swapped in that episode?
Oh, I didn't read the summary.
That's a nice way of trying to cover her
I
tracks.
don't
Well,
remember.
what good are you?
Trying to cover her tracks so
I
they'll know
don't
that she
remember.
watches this show.
Yeah.
As soon as we finish with the broadcast and we terminate
It
connection.
was Enterprise. I'm not going to read that summary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I heard last time I passed by your room and I heard, it's been a long time.
Oh my God, I couldn't get that out of my
Getting
head. I
from
was
there
singing
to
it
here.
for days.
See, I
You
knew
know
it.
you're really tortured
knew
when you
it.
actually start singing along to the song you hate that's going through your head.
You know, when we watch that every week, I literally dream about that song. It's horrible. I have
Wow.
nightmares.
You poor thing.
Yeah. So can we not like watch
Mention it?
Yeah. I'll watch it
Speaking of
next time.
dreaming, when Dal woke up in Janeway, his first instinct is to pitch himself or herself because
That was
he wanted to
funny.
wake up
He
like,
lied down on the ground.
like, I can't wake up. I swear I'm sleeping and I can't wake up. I'm dreaming. Can I get out of this? You're not dreaming, man.
That was funny. That was funny.
I really like how it's animated, but they still get the body perfect as far as making it look like, yeah, that's pretty much what any normal person would do. Hunched over, freaking the hell out, you know, sort of going a little crazy. Definitely not what an admiral would do.
I really like the voice acting on this part because they really had to emulate each other's the way they speech, the rhythm,
That was
Yeah.
the
phenomenal.
words, and they did a really good job. A really, really good job, I thought.
And then you get her,
Well, that was sus.
you get her slipping out of the chair. I was surprised they didn't catch on a lot quicker. The crew didn't catch
Yeah.
on that their admiral was going a little bit bonkers.
Oh, I think they knew. They were just looking.
And can't walk in heels. That shit was so funny when Dal couldn't walk in heels.
And she gave them
Down the
finger
hall.
pistols. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. He's just walking down, just the Admiral here.
Did you notice how Dal's tail kept whacking him in the face? Whack him
Yeah,
in
that
the
was
face.
funny.
You gotta can't
And whack
deal,
them
that
all with the
wasn't the only
captain's
dangly
face.
thing. It was probably whacking around in the wrong place.
Mhm.
Oh, seriously. You know.
Thankfully, I didn't have that problem when I was in Nathan's body.
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
things whack around normally. Now, if Heather swapped minds,
Computer search
Dude,
for all
if
positive
I-
references in Patrick's fitness report and remove them, please.
If I swap bodies with any of you guys, I do not want you looking or touching my body. I know Patrick will. Rest of you, I don't.
There's a very funny episode.
I'd probably be barfing the whole time.
You'd be barfing because you ate my food.
Just because I'm in a woman's body. I'm like,
It's like, oh no, that's what I ate for lunch.
There's a funny episode in Farscape where they had a body swap in Farscape.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I think we've mentioned that
Yeah,
one in
and-
another episode.
Yep,
Yeah.
we did. Where Crichton is in Aaron Soon's
Aaron's body,
body.
and he's totally
and he's-
feeling it out.
He's by himself, and all of a sudden he looks around to see if anybody's watching. Then
He
he
grabs
rips
his
open her
boobs.
vest and he looks down and he goes, "Oh!" He starts shaking him and flapping him
Yeah.
back and forth.
Didn't
and he
Aaron
goes and
say that
feels
she gave it a hand?
Yep.
No, at the end of the show, he's like, "I'm sorry what I did in your body." She goes, "I understand." She goes, "Plus, you don't know what I did in your body." He goes, "Aaron,
Exactly.
what do you mean, Aaron?" So that was funny. And don't worry, Heather, if I ever swapped in your body, I promise I will not have one of those recording satellites take pictures. So there's that. I wouldn't do that because you're my science
Oh,
officer.
you're totally gonna do that.
Okay, next section.
Yeah, it's better to go to
Okay.
the next section than to make a comment.
Yeah.
Act 2.
Thank you.
Let's play a game.
Do you want to play a game?
Gwen and crew tell Dalway about the Trojan virus. So this is why you ghosted us. Okay, let's do something about this. Now, how do I get back to my body? Zero tries meditating again, but that doesn't work. They need to figure out something else. What happened? In the meantime, Dalway fixes hologram Janeway. That brings the hologram's memories back, and she tells Dalway what happened to Chakotay. Perfect timing, because Zero and the gang figure out how to swap bodies. There must have been a connection, such as when the ship's phaser connected both bodies together through an energy link. Dal and Janeway need to be touching again in order to swap back. Now that they have a plan, they just have to tell Janal. Good thing he's right next to the window and ready to play a game of charades. Unfortunately, people are watching, and with no contacts, they lock him up for his craziness.
As they should.
Yeah, because he wasn't just acting right. And I like the part where they
Their
were
charades were horrible.
giving coffee. Well, we forgot the part where they went to go give the Admiral coffee when she's not supposed to
Oh
drink
yeah,
coffee anymore.
no, Janeway.
It was the coffee test.
Janeway would never fail the coffee test.
No.
Mm-mm.
That was the perfect test to give her to see if she's actually Janeway.
I mean, they
Perfect.
should have known right then and there, but no, it took them a while to catch on. But I mean, that was
I'm
like,
surprised they didn't throw her in the brig as soon as she spit that coffee out.
Yeah,
mhm.
really.
It makes me wonder what kind of shenanigans goes on normally on the Dauntless when they're not
Yeah.
busy trying to chase down the Protostar.
Yeah.
Because those kinds of shenanigans that were happening and they didn't notice right away, I'm like, wait, how can they not tell Janeway's not herself?
And Dal is like, how do you drink this stuff? This is awful.
No, he said it in the third person, which should have made everyone more suspicious. How can she drink
Oh,
this
how
stuff?
does she? Yeah. How does
You
she
know.
drink it? Yep.
So, but that was wild. But like I said, that was funny with the whole charades to try to figure out a way to be able to get it back when they're trying to figure things out. What I did not like when the computer got its memories back, when hologram Janeway got his memory back, she's still not aware of the diviner. Somebody should have told her about the diviner that's on board her Dauntless, so when she switches back, she'd be good to go. But no, they still haven't.
They
warned
had
her.
no idea.
They didn't know.
The kids have no
They
idea
don't?
that's the diviners on the ship.
Yeah, because when Dal goes on there and he sees him, he's like, oh, the
that's right.
So
diviner.
when Dal swaps back,
That's right.
he probably tells everybody about the diviner being there. But Janeway's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. You know,
She
just a
still
guy.
hasn't any idea.
But the diviner thinks Janeway knows.
Okay,
Because
that
he's
makes
like,
sense.
oh, yes, I knew you would finally figure it out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, unfortunately, they still haven't disabled that thing, so they still can't call a ship.
But I did like the scene between Janeway and Janeway. I thought that was cool
Yeah,
stuff.
that was nice.
And it
Yeah.
made me trip out for a second. Like, oh, wait, no, they're doing this figuratively. So we're really seeing Janeway talk to Janeway. But okay, I'll go with
Wait
it.
a minute. It wasn't exactly wonderful and nice because she did call hologram Janeway non-essential, and that stings. She's
Well,
non-essential.
yeah, that's true.
Well, she is a non-essential. She is a non-essential function.
That's so rude.
But I like the line where she's talking about she'd be hard on her, but she already kind of knows how hard on she is on herself. So she gotta let that
yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's a lot of talk of hard-ons.
go. Yeah, hard on this, hard on that. And Janeway's all about hard ons, apparently. But I love the little story about make something great out of that mess.
I agree.
Yeah, that was cool. I like
Oh,
that.
that
too.
was
That was
really
such
cool.
a good, yeah, like a inspirational kind of thing to think about. I mean, if Janeway
Yeah.
can make something great out of that mess, so can you.
Exactly. I mean, she made a great thing out of the salamander mess.
You read my mind.
That was
See?
a mess.
Have we swapped bodies yet? Because you got that straight from my head. I was just getting ready to talk about that. You know, that she put her, I've been a salamander. So that was, you know, wait, am I Heather? Let me check.
That was fantastic.
Nope, those are my boobs.
I mean, a salamander.
She mentions the salamander, but she forgets to mention the having salamander babies.
Well, yeah, how it all happened, how it went down.
Yeah, and how they all
Yeah.
turned
Who went
into
down?
the Jemadar.
And if anyone wants to watch that episode, that's Voyager Threshold Season 2, Episode 15.
Legendary episode.
Yes.
For some, completely the wrong way. I love
Legendary,
that
darling.
episode. I love that episode.
It was so bad, it was good.
It was great. Did anybody notice Murph was sitting on top of a console?
Mhm.
Did you not get triggered about that? Because
Yes.
what happened last week?
Yeah, Murph is always sitting on top of things. So it makes you wonder.
I kept
Yeah,
waiting.
I wonder if he's going to metamorphosize again next season. Because he's got to have like the ultimate revolution like a Pokemon. So this was his first revolution. So
That's funny. Did you guys remember that the crew has walked on the hull of the ship before? And do you remember when they've done that?
it's
Well, they
Strange
did
New
it
Worlds.
in
Strange New Worlds when they had Bingo ship. Bingo.
Well, that's the wrong show, though. That's a different show. And this show, when they're the kids walking around on the ship.
Oh,
No, they're walking on the outside of the ship, on the hull of the ship, outside. And then I was wondering if you remember if anyone else walked on the outside of the ship before.
On the Protostar?
No,
You're talking
on
about in
Next
Star Trek in
Generation.
general.
yeah, in
Okay,
Yeah.
TNG in one of the movies where
it happens all the time. They do it in Next Generation. They do it in Enterprise. They do it.
First Contact.
They did it in
that was
First
the first
Contact.
time they did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
First
know,
Contact was
they-
one. And then when
Strange New Worlds.
In
Went
the
on the
voyage,
Next
not the voyage
Generation.
home, but the one where they go find God.
Well, no, that's Star Trek 5.
I don't have that one on my list.
Yeah, they actually walked on the hood. They walked on the.
Yeah, they stepped on top of that thing. And they also walked
Okay.
on top of it in the motion picture.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's how they got to V'ger.
They walked on the
Yeah.
And then on the Next
there
Generation,
when Q
Yeah,
was
the-
chasing the Q
True
girl.
Q.
Oh, yes. They kind of like
Yes.
quiet little
Yeah.
place. Yeah, that was cool.
And that was season 6, episode 6. And then do you remember
Which one?
Minefield in Enterprise?
Yes, that was what I was referring to.
Yep, where they had to remove the section of the ships.
okay.
Yeah, and he's trying to disarm the bomb, and it
Yep.
fucking reactivates right through his
Yeah.
leg.
And that's season 2, episode 3.
Mhm.
And don't
Enterprise.
forget the one where I was on top of the USS Butler because I wanted to sing Walking on Sunshine while we're actually in front of the sun. So, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh.
Well, I mean, I just put all the Christmas lights out there, so that counts, right?
Oh, I got to remind you about that. You confused the shit out of the ship that passed us because those lights are supposed to be ident lights to know what ship we are and everything else without using the hailing frequency.
They were blinking jingle bells.
They had no idea what the fuck ship we were. It scared them.
They could just
So,
read it says Butler right on the front. It's like big letters.
yeah.
Did you like the Christmas lights I put on the shuttle? It said ditto with an arrow and pointing.
That's what it says?
I thought it said dildo.
So did I.
Oh, God.
That damn
I
dog.
thought that's what I thought it said also. It's like, why would she do
It's a
that?
typo, huh?
Okay, well, let's continue before we get too deep into this
there's a
dildo.
dildo where?
in the shuttlecraft.
And he's looking for the dildos. Captain. Act 3. the switch. As they see Janeway off, Gwen mentions how they are looking forward to joining Starfleet, especially Dal. That's when Janeway breaks the bad news to her that Dal can't join Starfleet. He's an augment, and augments are banned.
After the eugenics wars.
Meanwhile, Janelle is strapped down to a bed like a mental patient with the diviner at the foot of it. That's some scary shit right there. But the diviner isn't there to hurt him. He's going to free him as a way to say thank you for saving his life. Janelle gets away and onto the hull of the ship. Their plan almost succeeds, but the Dauntless uses a tracker beam to pull him back at the last second. Janeway shoots Janelle with a phaser, but the energy connection is all that's needed to switch them back into their own bodies. Just in time, because the ships pull out of warp and into a Starfleet street party, and everybody is looking at the party crashers.
I'm sorry, my brain is still hurting when you say Jane Owl and Dalway.
I tried it, but it didn't work.
It's hurting my brain.
It kind of, it didn't work as well as I thought it was going to.
But I thought that was quite the exciting way to get it done with a little hand phaser. I was surprised that worked.
You know, a little hand job goes a long way.
Oh my!
Speaking to our expert hand job person, he knows.
You want to make friends. That's one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how Murph was like silly putty. He was like, what was that thing they used to have?
Elasto-Murf.
What was a Jake Strong arm?
He was Reed Richards.
What, slime?
Yeah.
The slime?
No.
Or Play-Doh?
What is that doll that used to be able to stretch its arms and stuff?
Stretch
Armstrong. Stretch Armstrong.
That's it. So he was a Stretch Armstrong.
Or Mr. Bill.
Nah, he was Reed Richards.
No, not Mr. Bill.
He was Reed
stretch
Richards.
my arm out
That's my final answer.
Yeah, I thought Fantastic Four first because that's where I was brought up for a stretchy person.
Yeah, and imagine the holes you could fill.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay.
My.
We just had a moment of silence for that thought.
Oh my.
I wasn't going there at all, and you just went right there to it. And like, oh, okay.
Everyone get quiet and went to their own pervert dungeon.
We're talking about Murph here. We're not talking about your crazy fantasies.
Wait a minute. We're talking about Muff? What?
Oh.
We're not talking about Muff, right?
When
We're
you
talking
talk about it, you sound like Murph. Sounds like Murph, doesn't it?
Dal was hugging Murph so hard. Murph was trying to push him away and wiggle out. It was like when you hug a puppy too hard and they're like, get away from me.
Yeah, but he made it back. And unfortunately, Janeway makes it back into a holding cell.
Yeah, you end up in the brig.
So, and first thought she's thinking is like, fuck, what did he do to get me thrown in the brig?
and then the diviner fucking sets her free. Say what?
Yeah. Well, he already set her free once. I doubt he would set her free twice.
No, he set her free once because he said a life for a life. So
Because she saved him.
I was surprised at that, though. I was expecting horror movie stuff, too, and he just sets her free. I just like, really? You're just going to set her free like that? That's like... He really must appreciate that, even though he wants to destroy Starfleet. He really appreciated that gesture.
Maybe he comes around to the brig and he's like, Jesus, didn't I just let you go and you already got captured?
Maybe it'll get to the point where he has decided that he's going to be kind and actually talk to Starfleet, says, yeah, in the future, don't do that.
Yeah.
And then the other woman who's now hell-bent on revenge because she was ready to kill the Admiral in a heartbeat. No second thought, no nothing.
Ascension?
Doesn't matter. She served with this woman for a while. Yeah.
And her robot wants to fucking just toss her through the airlock. I mean, come on.
I love that,
Yeah,
though.
seriously.
I agree with him.
That's a quick way to solve the problem.
Drednok is cool.
Yeah, well.
Drednok is deadly.
If Heather and I were evil villains in a show, there wouldn't be a movie or a show because we wouldn't sit around and do a whole diatribe on our evil plans.
You'd look at him and go, airlock? Airlock.
Airlock.
It's like, we caught you, Mr. Bond, and just shoot him in the head. It's all this is done. We're not going to have some elaborate way for you to die. You're just going to fucking die. It's just done.
No conversation whatsoever.
No conversation needed.
Wait, you're the pain in my ass for the last 4 years and we finally caught you? Aren't you going to tell me your plan? In hell. Bam!
They'll figure out my plan when they're out the door in the airlock and I'm waving to them from
You're
inside the
dead.
ship. Then they'll figure out what my plan is.
Yeah, seriously. And what happened in Guardians of the Galaxy? They get rid of the people they didn't get rid of, wind up taking the ship back over and blowing everybody up because you just don't do shit like that. Sorry.
Sometimes you can't be a nice guy.
Oh no, this is
So
true.
do you guys know what this week's lesson is? Don't be a nice guy.
Don't be. So if you have a moment to toss somebody out the airlock, take it.
You hear this,
Yeah.
kids? Don't
I was
be
going to
a
say,
nice guy.
don't spell out dildo in Christmas lights on a shuttle.
That's not part of the show.
Yeah, don't
One
do
of
that.
the things that piss me off, and it pisses me off so much, is if you get somebody that's come along and they try to kill you, okay, and then you get the upper hand, and the first thing they do is beg for their life.
What?
Oh,
What?
please, even though I know I was trying to kill
yeah.
you, don't kill me. Be kind to me. No, fuck you. Your life is forfeited. I'm
Well,
serious.
if they're offering you a hand, take it.
Basically,
I'm sorry. If somebody tries to kill you, you kill them right back.
yeah.
That's exactly Captain's
Mal,
sexy
right?
pants. That's
Yeah.
exactly
They're
right.
trying-
Yes.
If they're trying to kill you and you don't kill them, they're just going to keep trying to kill you.
Thank you. That's why what sold me on Firefly is that the first episode, the train robbery, where they tried to get the upper hand on Mel and all the ships, and they have them all down. It is this big bruiser of a tattoo guy. Looks like he could do some serious harm, and they got him handcuffed on the floor. And he goes, "Look, tell your boss Seska, we're sorry we took the job. We're going to give him his money back, and we'll be able to get more of the money back." And he looks at him and goes, "You see my face? It's going to be the last thing you see because I'm going to kill you." And Mel goes, "Okay," and he kicks him into the engine.
He says, "Darn."
like-
I,
Darn.
Exactly.
Is
I
this
agree
closet?
with Mel.
Oh man.
wasn't Seska on TNG?
Whatever. That's true. There was a Seska
And he
on,
goes to the-
Voyager.
Or was it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then he goes to the next guy and goes, "Look, tell your boss that we're sorry." Yeah. I got it. Tell him
No, you won't see me
back.
ever again.
You'll never see me again.
That's just classic. I mean, they did that show so
That's-
right. It's such a
Oh,
big
I
crime
love Firefly.
that Firefly was killed the way it was. Oh
Yeah.
man,
It
such a
was.
great
and then
show.
such a shame that Joss Whedon turned into be such a gigantic douchebag.
Well, that sucks too.
Yeah.
That's kind of annoying because he's such a talented dude. But
It is.
yeah,
But you have to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I
This
do it
is
with Harry
true.
Potter.
yeah, that's another
That
I
one.
mean,
must
I
be
love
hard.
Harry Potter. Can't stand J.K. Rowling. She's
Yeah.
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 Yeah. She once she became rich, she just drank the stupidness really bad.
Well, she
Mhm.
got,
There's that.
Anyway, I like the moment
No.
where they're like, the Admiral's on the hole. She ended up outside the airlock anyway.
Mhm.
They're just like, oh, she's climbing past the camera. She's just like right past the sensor. Like, hello. That's not like not trying to be inconspicuous or anything. Just comes right in front of the lens.
Like Mrs. Doubtfire peeking out from behind the pie. Hello.
It was a drive-by fruiting.
If Janeway had a Mrs. Doubtfire voice, that would be really weird.
Hello.
Excuse me, my tits are on fire.
Oh my goodness. Did you guys well that actually sounds like me when I cook. Did you guys recognize when Janeway mentions Phoebe? Do you know who she's talking about?
Phoebe Bridgers.
No.
So we've never known what her name was before, but her saying that name just made it canon. She was talking about her sister, and she never talks about her sister. And the only place you could find that information that Phoebe was the name of her sister was in a Star Trek novel from 1996 called Mosaic.
Whoa.
I think I remember that one.
Damn, the Hagemans are like digging deep for this, you know.
Why not? You've got such
Yeah.
a big place to play in. Why not? Play with all the toys.
Yeah.
That's why Heather put dildo on the shuttle.
I put ditto. It was ditto.
Sure. If two of us saw dildo, then you put dildo.
At least I didn't go to Rise and, like, put Christmas lights on a palm tree.
Mhm.
That never ends up well.
Yeah, it looks like ejaculating penises.
Yes.
But seriously, Patrick, we walked in and Patrick's like, dildo? Oh my. And it was like,
Oh my.
where the hell is it? And then we spent the next 15 minutes
Yeah.
looking to see if there's some sort of cargo crating full of dildos. But no,
Not even
Is
a
that what
vibrator. I
happened?
mean, come on, man.
It was not a single.
It's the equivalent of putting "kick me" on the back of your
Oh,
shirt.
should I have gotten you a vibrator for Christmas?
No.
Okay.
No,
Are you sure?
He has special requirements. He has special requirements on it. He's got this special one. It's got like a shoulder harness and a pull cord.
It's got to go at least Mach 2.
Oh, baby.
So,
Yikes.
and he made them. Remember that
And those are hard to
that
find.
brownout we had?
And
I
find it
can
hard.
tell you
And
now.
good to find.
No, remember that brownout we had on the ship last week? That's when Patrick decided to use it plugged into the ship's power rather than off its
my.
battery.
I had to spin the impulse engines up to 110%.
My
Oh,
dildo has a
my.
white protostar.
So it has all the lights dimmed. So that was quite funny.
I think that's the
Okay.
show.
Yeah, I think we're done. Let's go on to ratings because we went off on a tangent on this show. Heather, on a 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I give this episode, I give it an 8. It was very good, but I feel like we just saw the Freaky Friday this year, so I feel like it happened too fast. So it goes down to an 8.
How about you, number one?
I'll give it an 8, but it was too short. Like it ended, and I'm like, ugh, god damn it, I wanted more.
Oh yeah, a lot of times people with you, they said the same thing. How about you, Chief?
I rather like this episode. I don't know if it's a 9 or an 8.75. I think it's somewhere in between, but I enjoyed it. I was, because we came off the episode kind of speculating what's happening next episode, and they went completely left field. Like I wasn't expecting a mind swap. That's pretty crazy.
No, I agree. And now they did another cliffhanger.
They did the mind swap thing in Strange New Worlds, not too long ago, but still, I mean, that's pretty awesome. It's just wait. Let's swap Dal and Janeway. No shit. Oh my God, that's a great idea. I mean, how could you even think of that? That was mind blowing right there.
I wonder what would have happened if they had swapped Rock Talk with Murph. Would Rock talk like Murph or actually talk?
I mean, he could have swapped Murph with anybody. That'd been a
That
mind
would
trip.
be
That
so
would be funny.
adorable.
I think I'm going to give this about an 8 as well. I enjoyed the show, but to me, they had too many dangling participles, which we won't find out to the next episode. And I like the fact that they showed a major life event can actually change the diviner. So there is still kind of hope for him that he may not want to destroy all of Starfleet in the future.
No, I bet he still does. I bet he still does.
Yeah,
He's just going to say, I'll let you free. It's not going to make any difference. You're not a bad person.
He seems very tit for tat, though. Like, you do
Yeah,
good by
he
me, I'll
does.
do good by you, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's pretty loyal in that. Yeah, it's like, if you rub me the right way, I'm going to, we've explained that one before.
And I'd like to see what's going to happen if it gets out, if the crew figures out that she's not a real Starfleet officer and there's a robot on board. Taking over a protostar when there's not many crew members on it, and then taking over a ship that's full of Starfleet people is going to be really interesting. Because even in Voyager, they discovered if you leave one psycho Bajoran behind, how he'll kill everyone on the ship. So,
the place we were at into the last episode where it was, oh my God, we just got into the thing we were trying to simulate and try to beat. We couldn't beat it. So they literally started. That's where they were at this episode, and they ended this episode with something way beyond. I didn't think they were going to go all the way to Starfleet already, and there's the entire fleet showing up at the, like Heather said, it's a Starfleet street party.
There were so many.
yeah,
There's a party
it's
in
a
my
block
pants.
party. It was
They were
just
all
about
chilling.
everybody showed
There's a
up.
party in my wormhole.
Yeah.
They opened up their trunks and, filled up the kegs that were in there.
It's okay. This is what I can't get. Starfleet is supposed to be, even though, mind you, we're in a Delta Quadrant. If we had direct orders to come back to Starfleet right this moment, we still wouldn't fucking get there for months unless we're able to make it to the wormhole
There's a
and stuff.
lot of ships out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ships that happen to just be scrolling by,
So if you hit that one set of them, it still takes a while to get the rest of them.
I mean, the sky was
But
filled.
that's just it. If they got this unbeatable computer virus thing, it won't matter in the long run. So I'm really worried about that.
No.
Now we've skipped the we're going to give it to the Dauntless. We've completely skipped that altogether. Now we're going to give it to all of Starfleet. How are they going to beat that? What's happening next episode this time?
I hope they turn their Bluetooth off.
The only thing that I can think of to get out of it, putting myself in that position, that if I was, let's say, Captain Dal, if he has the big brain, they have control of the ship back, I would instantly engage the Protostar and get the fuck out of there.
But it's off commission.
Yeah.
It's not running.
I thought they fixed it.
No, they fixed it and then they got it broken again.
She only fixed Janeway. They didn't fix the ship. It was only a hologram Janeway because she was a non-essential.
Oh, that's
and she's
right.
essential, man. Don't tell her she's
That's
non-essential. Right. She's essential.
Yeah, that's a sad thing to be told.
And she did let fly the where's Chakotay, and he's at the other end of that temporal wormhole thing now. So they kind of know he's not even in the same time zone.
No.
Yeah, good point.
That's a hell of a long distance call.
He's in the future.
The future. Okay. Let's get ready to start wrapping up. Everyone gave their things. Hey, number one.
Mm-hmm.
What's next week's show?
Supernova Part 1.
Ooh, it's a two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
So indicates it's a two-parter
finale.
where we had two-parters. It didn't say they were two-parters. So this is an actual two-parter that's giving a two-parter.
Right.
So that'll be next week's homework. So make sure you kick back and you watch. Did you notice that the show they had on the first season, they had another two-parter? And does anybody remember what the two-parter was?
A moral star.
Yay! You get a gold star despite the
Woohoo.
fact that you put dildo on our pedals.
Hey, number one liked it.
That's different than putting a dildo on the shuttle,
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
like mounted right up front.
Oh, wait. So can I put those hanging testicles on the ship?
The dangle balls in the back of the shuttlecraft.
No.
You mean that?
We are not white trash.
I told you those are called truck balls, and it's not a truck; it's a shuttle. You don't put truck balls on a shuttle.
I just had 2 triples volunteer.
So then it'd be fuzzy truck balls. We don't do outer space.
Don't hang the tribbles for the rear view mirror.
Damn it.
That's not
So-
technically legal. It's an
No.
obstruction of
No.
view. It's cute,
Shit.
but it's an
No.
obstruction of view.
And it's animal cruelty.
Well, it's not that
Yes.
bad.
Well, they're not animals.
They're just hanging out.
So,
They seem to like it.
says the person who has triple cereals in the morning. Okay, thanks everybody for joining us for another episode. We'll be back next week, barring anything that's happening or anything else. If you want to get a chance to meet any of the crew, Creation just put out open up the general admission tickets for Star Trek Las Vegas. There's a
They did,
really good
really?
chance at number
Yeah,
there's a really
They
good
just
chance at
announced
number
it.
1 and I.
Copper and
Holy
adrenal admission
shit.
levels are now available.
The captain
Yeah,
and the
so-
chief knew something that number one didn't. Oh my God.
I know.
Well,
Well,
Wow.
he's
I've
been
been at
working
work all
on
day.
converting-
Hello.
comes through your emails.
You're slacking, number one.
I have
He's
not
been
had
working-
the chance to look at personal email. I've been at work.
That's
Like
upgrading
that.
all of our computer systems because we're now doing with Windows 4000, Windows 4011.
I hope our Starship doesn't run on something made by Microsoft. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's not called Microsoft anymore. It's called the Collective. So we're gonna have to
Right.
go ahead and see that. So thanks everyone for joining us. Make sure you come back next week. You can find us on the website if you just stumbled across us by accident. We are on starfleetunderground.com, as well as our email address is thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. You can find us on multiple social medias such as Facebook, Twitter, and Mastodon, and Instagram. So you'll be able to see us just about everywhere. Our podcast is almost available just about everywhere that podcasts are available, including YouTube. You want to find out where all those links, like to know more, starfleetunderground.com.
Or check the show notes. It's in the show notes too, if you got the show notes.
Yeah.
When you said like to know more, all of a sudden I got Starship Trooper flashbacks.
Do you want to know more?
Yeah. Would you like to
The
know
more
more?
you know.
And we have one more episode back before Christmas. And then we're going to have a Christmas break because, yes, we do celebrate the holidays here on the ship as Heather's trying to put dildo and flashing lights everywhere. So
Mhm.
there's that.
It
So, and
said
also,
ditto. Now I see what happened.
Before we go, that phaser you use the body swap, you need to get rid of it. I don't want anybody swapping me in the middle of the night.
I just paid a lot of latinum for it. Do I have to?
Well, if you don't destroy it, put it someplace secure or in a transporter buffer underneath the command code that no one can get to it.
Okay, I'll put it with the rest of my contraband.
Yeah, because oh my God, I don't know if we have enough room for all the shit that you create. Thanks everybody for joining us. Remember, just don't have a great week, but make it so.
And if you can, support the show by going to patreon.com/Starfleet Underground. Lots of perks to choose from, and you might even like some of them. Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.